It's time to step into the sanctuary that only music can offer people. But is this sanctuary really worthwhile? We'll see as we take a look at Evanescence's 6th studio album Sanctuary and so much more. Hey everyone, Brendan the Blind Guy here and welcome to the Boombox.
Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that boom, boom. Just give me
Okay, so today we're going to be covering heaps, but of course, the big news is the massive rock release that everyone's been waiting for, Evanescence's 6th studio album, Sanctuary, which of course came out on Friday the 5th of June, as well as the announcement of the band's return to Australia and Japan. But apart from that, we're also going to be covering the I Prevail Australian tour for the Violent Nature, plus Good Things Festival and a recent interview I did. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. It really helps me out, people.
you in the afterlife. Save me from this pain-filled.
Okay, so we'll chat about, of course, Evanescence's 6th studio album, Sanctuary, which I absolutely adore. I was listening to it at the gym today from start to finish, and honestly, I felt like it was an album I did not need to skip any song. And Amy Lee from Evanescence said this album is a release from darkness and chaos, something that she wants fans to feel grounded, understood, and something they can scream it out to, which I definitely feel that. Because in this album, lyrically and as far as the feeling goes, I feel like it is a really good progression as far as not just being about gothic rock of, you know, like Going Under, Bring Me to Life, What You Want, Yeah, Right, and everything, where it's still got that Evanescence goth rock power to it, but it's a good evolution of going, look, the world is so messed up, I've got to deal with it, as well as dealing with all of these emotions and heartbreak and trauma that life brings with it. So I think it's a really, really good progression. You can really hear it in the album. We'll hear how Emily said she wants it to be a release from the chaos and darkness. It feels very politically charged, going, hey, who is going to rise up and stand against all of this? Are you okay with it? I'm not. Which, good on you, Amy Lee. Definitely. Like, you can feel it in the album. Not just one song. From start to finish, each 12 songs, it just resonates with all of this. And as far as musically, because for me personally, it's the music and the melody that really resonates with me before the lyrics. As far as the vocals go, it's the vocal melody that resonates with me more so, and then it's the lyrics. You know, for everyone, it's a little bit differently how music affects everyone. Also, Amy Lee said that on this album, she's for the first time worked with some producers. In this case, Jordan Fish and Zakk Cervini. Now try saying that over and over 5 times faster. Jordan Fish, Zakk Cervini. Jordan Fish, Zakk Cervini. Now I tell you, that's a tongue twister saying those two names and getting it good. It's just, anyway. So, I can really hear it with this album because even before reading that quote, I was thinking it's kind of like a good alcoholic drink, whether it's bourbon, whiskey, wine, sherry. At the base and at the core, you've got a whiskey. So you get the full body whiskey taste, but then you start to detect all of these other flavors complementing it, like it might be a bit of caramel or a bit of vanilla, a bit of wood spice, a bit of smoke, a bit of peat smoke maybe, a bit to mix things up. Bit of, nutty texture. At the core, it's still a whiskey. And I think that's exactly what this Evanescence album is. At the core, it's still alternative rock and hard rock, and it's got all of the Evanescence feel and sounds we've all come to love. But you got all these other complementing flavors that just add to it without taking this drink and then going, oh, hang on, is this a whiskey? Is this a wine? I don't know. It's got all of these nice flavors, but I don't know what kind of drink it is. Is it rock? Is it pop? Is it R&B? Is it electronic? You know, what is it? So no, I think they've done really, really well. And a final quote from Amy to wrap this segment up is that she hasn't worked with producers in the past, but this time she wanted to kind of step outside of her comfort zone, because in the past she felt like it was something she had to do all on her own, because she felt like she had something to prove. But this time she's like, no, I'm actually going to kind of expand my creative horizons and bring these other creative minds into the process. And I think it's great, and it's really paid off, Amy. Man, it would be a dream to actually chat to Amy about this album and really go into depth with her about this. But, you know, so if you're watching this, Amy, please get in touch. Okay, now I know I've touched on Good Things Festival in previous podcasts, but because Evanescence has announced that they will be returning to Australia, New Zealand and Japan next year for a full arena tour, this does mean that they will not be headlining Good Things Festival, or at least I would be extremely gobsmacked if they did, because that just doesn't happen. No, but it's just not going to happen. I do find it really interesting though that they're going to be in Japan like the 4th of December, and it would be like, you would think that they would then come to Australia around Good Things Festival time, which will be, you know, basically a few days later. But no, instead, by all intents and purposes, it seems like they're having like a 3-month break. Are they going to go to Japan, fly all the way home for 3 months, and then come back to the other side of the world for Australia? I mean, that could be very well what they're going to do, but it just seems different to me. So, who do you think will be at Good Things Festival? Just to wrap up, in case you haven't been following previous podcasts, which of course you can check the channel for previous podcasts and all of that about Good Things Festival, but I still highly suspect that My Chemical Romance will be headlining it, and we could also see the Amity Affliction, Hailstorm, maybe the Pretty Reckless, which that would be a dream, plus many more. I'm not going to go fully into it, but just touching on Good Things Festival, the promoters have announced the dates for the festival, so by all intents and purposes, it does seem like it's going ahead this year, because they have announced when the festival will be coming to each city, and you can sign up for the lineup drop coming soon. Now, more exciting Australian tour news. Of course, hard rock legends I Prevail are coming to Australia very, very soon, starting June 14th. Well, actually, at the time of this recording, they could already be in Australia. I don't know, but their first Australian show is Sunday, June 14th. And Eric, the lead singer of I Prevail, not my guide dog somewhere in here, he recently got married, and he said he doesn't normally bring his wife on tour, but this time he is, as part of his honeymoon with her, and then they will be going to Tokyo after, because his wife has always wanted to come to Australia, and they wanted to go to Japan for their honeymoon. So 2 birds, and they get an extra day in Sydney. So Eric, if you're watching this, I would love to catch up with you in Sydney and chat about the tour and also trading cards, because I saw that you own a game shop called Black Vault Gaming in Michigan, and you love Magic the Gathering cards, which I do too, and I was very jealous that you got to go to a premiere event of the Marvel collaboration with Magic the Gathering, because I am so keen for the MTG Marvel set. But anyway, no, seriously, Eric, I would love to catch up with you on that. Plus, your tour and music, of course, not just trading cards. And also on the Violent Nature tour, which spans across 5 dates here in Australia, it's their biggest headline tour yet. In Sydney, they're playing the Horden Pavilion, which I will be attending, so keep a keen eye out for that review coming soon. And of course, they will be joined by special guests, Imminence and Invent Animate, so that will be absolutely incredible. Oh, okay. Well, finally, before I let you guys go, and thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a boom. But recently, I caught up again after 4 years with bassist from Kiwi hard rock outfit Devilskin, Mr. Paul Martin, about how he's been and, you know, the past 4 years and releasing the new album, and also what happens when a girl gets a little bit too handsy at a show and kind of pulls the guitarist who's getting over the flu in towards her and he stumbles. It's hilarious. Definitely check it out. But until next time, keep a keen eye for concerts and bring on the boom.
Just give